Phantasmo, you worked a lot of Impact stuff as well, and I mean, there were a whole lot of people that were in our chats on post Impact shows that were like, you know what, I didn't pay that much attention to New Japan, thought it was a different product, and then they saw your work, and they were like, okay, we want to check this out now. So I mean, you guys are exposing new audiences to the New Japan style, and maybe a style that they didn't know was a New Japan style. Like, how are you approached about going over and doing multiple dates like that for an Impact or a TNA?
That's all through Rocky, man. He's the
Shocker.
GOAT. You know, that guy does so much work. He should be employed full time, just like by the wrestling business. Like every company should just pool in and pay him money for the amount of work that he does. You know, getting us booked in Impact and doing those fun dates. And yeah, I had a blast in Impact. Did a lot of those like empty arena dates. So I think I just came in doing my nonsense, high-fiving the nobodies and talking shit to the empty chairs. And, you know, I was really happy that I got to pay it off with a Bound for Glory X Division match because, I remember like 2005, I'd go to wrestling pay-per-view parties and be watching TNA, Bound for Glory and stuff. And, you know, to be able to compete at the biggest show of the year for TNA is awesome. And I love that TNA is going back to TNA.
I do too. I think that we're well past like the LOL TNA stuff. I mean, that was like 6 regimes ago. And
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of affection towards that. It's a great show. It really is.
I really like the production. I don't think gets talked about enough. How they have the, you know, like high frame rate backstage cameras. It's got a different look to it. It's kind of like shot cinematically sometimes, but you know, they got a lot of good guys on the roster too.
Yeah, you worked with, for that match that you mentioned, Trey Miguel and Steve Macklin. I think Steve Macklin's a guy people don't expect to see in the X Division, but the way that I had put it, it's like if you put Rhino in his prime right in the X Division, he would have fit in, like in his own unique way. And I thought he did that. I thought what you all did was really great. Like, had you gone in with any real expectations of that lasting all the way up to Bound for Glory?
Yeah, no, not at all. It was like that was during the COVID thing where I was in Canada for so long, and like going back and forth, I keep having to do 2-week quarantines. So I ended up like living at the LA dojo, the New Japan dojo in LA for a while, just so I wouldn't have to keep doing the 2-week quarantines back and forth. And then that's when Rocky got me into TNA and doing the Impact stuff, and then it culminated with Bound for Glory, which was awesome. But yeah, I mean, when you get guys like Trey and Steve and me just like putting all our different ideas together, you're like, how can we do the crazy cool high flying stuff with Trey, and then how can we have this ass kicker just kick our asses doing crazy shit? And he's like, oh, I do like upside down spears or something. And we're like, oh Jesus.
Oh yeah, out of the corner. It's incredible.
Yeah, and then the Trey was like, oh, I'll do like the handspring and like spear him through the ropes. I was like, there's no fucking way that's gonna happen. And I just remember like sitting in the turnbuckle and like watching it like fly right through the bottom rope. Like, damn. Yeah, that was awesome.